Hey everyone, welcome back to Fresh from My Library, Die Hard Ripoff, Die Hard Ripoff Edition. Now, normally, if you've seen any of my previous podcasts, you might be wondering why Kay isn't present. Well, there's a very good explanation for that. She is busy trying to figure out how Fanta Orange and Montana are the exact same thing. Good luck with that. Anyway, I'm reviewing Air Force One. This is going to be done in chunks, like in some previous ones, and not just the entire thing. Now, I do say it's a tradition because my birthday is very close to the release of the first Die Hard, so that, in my opinion, is my birthday movie. And going online, I found out that there are hundreds, probably maybe 100, if not more, knockoffs, rip-offs, and adaptations that basically use the man against the elements, wrong place, wrong time formula. Some of them are successful. For example, Speed with Keanu Reeves is, in my opinion, so far the best Die Hard ripoff that I've seen. I actually have, one second folks, I actually bought the Blu-ray. Yeah, I actually bought the Blu-ray roughly after seeing that movie because I enjoyed it so much. I've reviewed several Die Hards. Some are good, like I said, like Speed, and some are terrible, like Die Hard 5. Let's be honest, no one wants to think that that's a Die Hard movie. So far, I've reviewed Cliffhanger, starring Sylvester Stallone. I've reviewed Speed, starring Keanu Reeves, and I've reviewed um, Skyscraper, starring Anna Nicole Smith. Probably the worst one. And now I'm reviewing Air Force One. I believe a 1997 movie. Now, I should do a precursor warning that the movie is, I don't know if it's political yet. I'm reviewing it in chunks, and I'm not completely done watching it. So, like I said, I'm reviewing it in chunks. Um, this does involve the president, so I think it's fair that I get to wave the flag to let you know I'm going to be making presidential jokes. I need to fix the lighting in here. Anyway, so let's get started. This is going to be fun. The movie kind of starts with the president in Russia. Do I need. Should I start here or should I start later? I'll start later. And, I think he made a speech off prompter when he was just talking about something in private. Can I now or later? Hmm. After that, he gets on a plane along with some hijackers who couldn't look more obvious if they tried. I mean, seriously, they're being like, but I already checked my bag. Let me let me put my thumb here. Like they're just shy of going like, ooh, I hope I do not get caught while I'm twirling my mustache. I thought Harrison Ford was going to be the guy who was protecting who was protecting the important guy. Um, it might be, but right now he plays the president. He has a wife that I don't know who it is, and he has a 12-year-old daughter, and his 12-year-old daughter is saying that in caveman days she would be a grandmother. Ew. Anyway, Right now, terrorists have hijacked the plane. There's guns, there's smoke, there's a lot of shooting, there's a lot of blood. And right now they're trying to make a they're trying to go down to Germany to make a pit stop to try to survive. Harrison Ford keeps saying "What about my family?" And if you ask me, he's going to be the man against the elements, or man against the impossible. Anyway, this is part one. I'll be back soon, hopefully with better lighting. Bye. Hey, under the circumstances, this is unfortunately the lighting you're gonna get. Now, let me go to my notes to name some stuff that I saw during it. Something I forgot to mention was that I'm not sure, but I think this might be the first movie to have a female vice president. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might be the first movie. Um, four mini planes try to help once they notice that the plane has been hijacked, and then they land. But they try to prevent the plane from landing, which includes a kind of mini chase involving a plane. Awesome. Wait a minute. Oh, and Harrison Ford didn't get onto the uh, life jacket, or getting the thing to try to save himself. So technically he's on the plane, and if I were to guess, he's going to probably be the main guy who tries to save everybody. Wait a minute. A moving vehicle, a main guy trying to save everybody. Why is this my annual Die Hard review? Or my annual Die Hard ripoff review. This should be my annual Speed ripoff review. 20 bonus points if you don't 20 bonus points if you stay subscribed to me and you know what that's referencing. I might have voiced Russian at the beginning when or no, I might have I might have voiced Middle Eastern. I'm pretty sure the villains are Russian. I'll put a disclaimer at the end to fully, if I'm 100% sure on this. Um, Something that I love is how some writers try to write what foreigners think of Americans, because with this, they talk about we have his wife, we have his daughter, we have his Secretary of State, we have his cabinet, and we have his baseball glove. I'm pretty sure you could replace a baseball glove, just saying. No offense, people who like baseball. Something I found out with IMDb, I was trying to figure out if the female vice president, voiced by Glenn Close, Catherine, I believe, was actually the first female vice president in a movie. It didn't say, so I'm assuming it's not. Was that Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to be in the role that Harrison Ford did? That is amazing to me, because I found out that something that I've noticed is that I'm not sure Arnold Schwarzenegger has actually done a Die Hard ripoff. For some reason, he kind of stayed away from that. Almost everyone else did. And also, Kevin Costner was originally going to play the lead. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Kevin Costner in some things. I'm not a huge Kevin Costner fan, but he dropped it. So he was going to do this movie, but he decided to do The Postman instead. Um, I'm sure I'll review The Postman at one point, but in the meantime, go to Cinematic Excrement's channel. Go to Cinematic Excrement's channel, and next time he posts, whenever that'll be of the Postman review, watch that and figure out if he made the right choice or not. Probably not. Bye. See ya again. Hey people. It's okay. You're fine. He's still camera shy. He's still camera shy. Our new cat can do. Anyway, to make up for the fact that Kay is still trying to figure out how Montana and orange soda are the exact same things, which they aren't. We know that, right? I'm going to do the final part of this review. Hold on, let me get to my notes. And, um, the Secretary of Defense says that he's the second in command without the president. I thought the vice president was the second in command. Anyway, something that I would like to comment about this movie is that even though it takes place on a plane, already by being in a small area, that makes it that helps with the claustrophobia. Yet the movie feels very open spaced because this plane is pretty big. There's a really intense scene with the daughter and the bad guy, and you almost think that the bad guy is trying to like redeem himself or explain his actions. The daughter's acting is really good, and it helps with the intensity. Harrison Ford, um, it is he tries to call, and even though this movie is about 99% serious, I do like that there's a couple of kind of funny comments. For example, he calls the United States, and then it says, what does it say? It says like, there'll be a $1 charge. Are you willing to make that payment? Which is funny because he's calling from Air Force One. And then there's a pretty funny thing with the receptionist. Um, when he's caught, he's still on the phone and he's saying like, well, you know what? They're gonna. I hope you don't launch missiles. I hope you don't. I hope the military doesn't launch missiles at us because all that'll do is just make us wobbly. Um, hold on. You're tired of my voice already? Wants to go to sleep. I do too. Hold on. We're almost done. Um, there is a very long, very good fight action scene. Um, some of the bits you could say are pretty like cliched. There's something with colors where it's like, well, why didn't I see that coming? There are several twists, and something that's kind of cool is um, how the villain dies. I'm not talking about you. You're okay. Is how the villain dies. It's a really intense and awesome scene. Um, I'm gonna put this movie on my Blu-ray wish list. Back. Anyway, I'm gonna say that this movie is really good. Um, I don't know if I like it more than Speed or not. I think it might be on par with Speed. Harrison Ford does a really good job. Gary Oldman, I haven't seen enough of his films to know exactly to rate his acting. Um, there's some other people in the movie. William H Macy is in the movie, and he's I didn't recognize him for a large chunk, but he does pretty good. Um, one negative that I will get, I only have one negative. Don't worry, I only have one negative. My only negative is that the movie's CGI is 1997 CGI. It's not 2020 CGI. And you can tell most of the scenes outside the plane are okay, but when you see the plane and you see other planes, you see people, um, you can tell that they're very obviously in front of a green screen. Um, some of the stuff looks almost animated. I guess that's what CG technically is. And um, yeah, that's my only real criticism. I do recommend people check this movie out along with Speed. This movie, these could almost be perfect companion pieces with each other. Um, if I get it, I'm probably getting the UK version because that contains a trivia track and a featurette on Blu-ray instead of just the commentary. Apparently Bill Clinton enjoyed this movie. He saw it twice in theaters. And according to the director, if this movie could only have been made before 9/11 for very obvious reasons. Um, that's all I gotta say. Some people sacrifice their lives in this movie, which is very noble. Um, and really, I don't know what else to say. Um, is it next time? Oh, what's our next? One second. What is the next movie? That movie? In space! Relax. Okay, bye. Fine, I guess we'll go to bed now. See ya.